What's up, friends and followers? Mike McFarland here, sitting in the studio. Thursday, I believe today is the 8th of September. Going to kind of give you a quick rundown publicly. Nothing's really changed. It's about the same as I told you on Tuesday. Fishing's still pretty good, but it's hit and miss. It's sporadic. There's a top water bite. There's definitely a big worm and a small 7-inch or 8-inch worm bite in the shallows. 5 to 8 feet of water on points, shell beds, brush piles, lay down timber, and points with standing timber. So the Sealy event's coming. It's going to be a really good event. I'm really glad that we got the rain and the lake level so that Bob decided to do the event and not cancel. So it should be a good show out. I don't have any more openings. They're completely full. As of tomorrow, all the way through the Sealy event, I'm completely booked solid. And I'm marked out of here on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, following the event, heading to Florida with Bass Lady Brooke. We're going to go chasing. We're going to go fish the Everglades, basically Everglades in the Florida State Park there. We're going to be fishing there for some snook, I think, and then one of my bucket list fish, which is a tarpon. So I'm hoping to achieve that. Tarpon on the fly rod would be insane. Something I've wanted to do my whole life. Going there to be on the TIFR show. That's the Texas Insider Fishing Report, which I vocally do every Tuesday night. On the 18th, I'll actually be live in the studio on the show with Rick, with Bree, and I can't wait. But I'm going to spend 4 days there in Florida. And as I said, the first day is going to be fishing in the Glades, Everglades State Park, and then the second day, another bucket list dream, going to take Bass Lady Brooke, and we're going to fish for peacock bass. So super excited. Big week ahead of us. Should go by quick. I'll give you some reports next week of what's going on before the Sealy event, both again Tuesday and Thursday. And that's kind of the news before I tell you some information about port. Another thing, too, I want to jump in there real quick is if you like to fish locally here, other lakes, some of the other lakes are fishing really, really good. If you go fish Lake Welsh, you're catching great numbers. Holbrook's starting to fish good. Athens is fishing really good with top waters. And if you like stripers and hybrids, Lake Tawakoni, it's not on fire, but it's hit and miss. And they're starting to school. As the water cools down, there's a surface bite. I went yesterday with Bass Lady Brooke, and of course, it's 1 for her, 0 for me. We didn't catch but one fish, but she caught a really nice hybrid on a spoon. They were surfacing. We missed kind of the areas where they were surfacing. But from day to day, if you like the hybrids, if you like stripers, Lake Tawakoni can be really good here in the next 6 weeks as we cool trend for top water bite. All right, I know this is a public rundown about Lake Fork, so let's get right to that. From the last time we talked on Tuesday, the lake really hasn't changed too much, which is good. Kind of stabilized. 397.34 yesterday, 397.33 today. We're sitting stable, which is good. 0 to 2 foot visibility, 80 to 85 degrees. As I said, nothing's really changed in the past couple days. Just kind of stable. Okay, stable weather, stable light breeze, no warm trend, no cool trend. But I feel that there's a moderate cool trend coming the next 7 to 10 days. The nights are going to get into the mid 60s, and the daytimes are going to be in the mid upper 80s, 88. So the water trend is we're going to cool. We're going to cool down. And it should happen within 2 or 3 days. So I'm guessing by midweek of next week, you'll see this board look a little different as far as water temperatures go. The cool thing is we're not going to have turnover this year. The thermocline was already busted, broken, and mixed and blended up with that big 2 foot of raise. We had 26 inches of raised fresh water in the lake. So realistically, that is something to look forward to over the next several months, 2 months, because usually when Lake Fork turns over, it gets pretty ugly on all of us. So I don't expect to see it. I don't expect to see it very bad. There'll be some turnover down south. There'll still be some deeper water that does turn over. But overall, don't expect to see it. So as I said, there's a top water bite. There's starting to be a moving bite. You can start catching them on some crankbaits and square bills again as we're cool trending. Spinner baits, underspins, stuff like that. The key to the fall is look for bait. Okay. We don't have as many birds here present anymore in the fall. They'll still have the blue herons and you'll still have the white egrets. We don't have as many offshore diving birds. We got some of the cormorants. They're not such a good bird to follow. We do not have the loon here. So you really got to focus on the white egret and the blue heron. And here's a quick tip. If you're in the white egret areas, think smaller baits, downsides. If you're with the herons, you're going to probably be with the bigger, better bait. The white heron is a little neck bird. It can't eat the big bait. It doesn't pursue the big bait. It's not going to even try to eat the big bait. It's a little neck bird. So the white, I think I just said white heron, white egret, the white egret downsize, the blue heron is really what you're looking for. Remember a few things about them. Sometimes you got to watch those birds. What are they doing? You don't just see, hey, there's the birds and go. The birds could be resting. The birds could be, I've seen white egrets eating crawfish instead of shad. So you're throwing shad colors and they're actually eating crawfish. This time of year, I've seen the blue herons. They're not eating shad, they're eating carp minnows, or they're eating brim, baby brim, baby bluegill, sunfish. So you got to really pay attention to the birds, what it's doing. A couple tips with the birds. Remember this: if they're out on those stumps, if the feet are out of water, they're probably not hunting. If a heron is sitting on a stump with his feet in the water, it's probably a good bird to be fishing around. So that's a few of the tips I can tell you right now. If you really want to know some more details, there's two things I want you to understand. I do what's called the rule of 3, which isn't giving waypoints. It's not giving distinguished locations or spots to fish. It's getting you in a quarter-mile area, the best zone to fish. The rule of 3 is used by a lot of elite anglers. It's used by MLF anglers as they travel and share information to each other. To kind of get themselves, the teams and the groups and buddies that run together, to get them in the right area. Okay, the rule of 3 doesn't give up all the goods, but it gives the right area to be in. So when two pros travel, they can work together without spilling their guts to each other, but make sure that they're looking after their buddy and put him in the right part if he needs help. Now, Mark Pack shared this with us. He taught us this a long time ago. It's on one of my Facebook videos. Where he came to this studio and he talked about the rule of 3 and what it means and how it's used and why the pros would do that for each other. If it's your buddy, you don't want to tell him exactly what you're doing if you found fish in practice. But your buddy's not doing so good or you're not doing so good. It's nice to have a little boost. And so the rule of 3 again is a 2-number system. It breaks the main lake into thirds and it breaks any arm, creek, or finger into thirds. And you give 2 numbers to your buddy or whatever, and that tells him the right section of the lake to be in if that's in fact where you're finding the fish, okay? Remember that 90% of the fish use 10% of the lake. That doesn't mean they all go to one section, but by geographics, you break it down, and what the amount of water they're using is 10% of what's available to them. So if they're on main lake points, okay, then their main lake points scattered throughout the lake, and that congregate, that right there, completes a 10% of the lake at a certain depth, at a certain locations. So the rule of 3 is very, very, very beneficial. Again, I teach that in the members only section. All right. I've had a few of you make some comments about, where the fish be and stuff like that. And you want more information, or you even asked, hey, do some videos, put this on video. Go to the members only and you'll see more stuff. That's all I can tell you. So publicly, I'm not going to give you everything that you're looking for free. Go to the members only and you get a lot more information. In just a minute, I'm fixing to leave the studio, go right into my main garage, 1,200 square foot garage. I'm going to jump up in the Skeeter FXR, and I just put brand new line on all my rods and reels, and I set up all those rods and reels for the next 7 days to tack on Lake Fork. And I'm going to share those baits and what's in my mind and how I'm going to approach the lake with the members only. So I'm going to get in the boat. I'm going to tell the members only the rule of 3, which is the best sections of the lake to be fishing, and then go individually, bait by bait, what I'm going to be using, what McFarland Fishing is going to put in the hands of his clients the next 7 days. Okay. So I hope that clarifies some stuff for you. Listen, if you do subscribe, first of all, thank you for subscribing to the regular channel. Thank you for watching the regular channel. If you do subscribe to the members only, the first thing you're going to need to know is the rule of 3. And you need to watch a lesson about it. All right? It's not that hard to find a lesson from a computer. It's the second lesson, the second members only video that I filmed. When you're on your iPhone, it's not, okay? But if you're not finding, if you subscribe to the members only, you're not finding the Rule of 3, just send me a message and I'll give you a link for it. Okay. Other than that, I thank you again for the subscription, the regular subscription. I appreciate you following. Ask you to comment below, hit the like button below, and potentially, please come give me a shot at the members only. See if you like it. It's $4.99 a month. Subscribe one time. If you like it, hey, love to keep you. If you don't, unsubscribe. No harm, no foul for either one of us. All right. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you. I look forward to next Tuesday giving you a rundown and give you. I will share some meat potatoes this week. Don't get discouraged that publicly I'm not going to help you out. I'll share some meat potatoes this week for the Sealy event on Tuesday. I'll give you some good direction, but obviously not as much as I give the members. Okay. So thank you very much. I appreciate you. I'm Mike McFarland, the Lake Fork Fishing Guide.